Hi YouTube. It's me, Ren, your friend, your child, your one night stand, depending on who you are who's watching this. Whoever you are, you can enjoy this. You can enjoy this, but is primarily for like three people. Okay? My mom, Zia, and Amelia. Maybe Charlie. Maybe Charlie if he watches this. Everyone else, you're just a guest. You're just a guest on the barge, in the ocean that contains my mother and my three closest friends. So mind the way that you lean, okay? So you've seen the title. This is my ranking of Maroon 5's hits from best to worst. So we're going in a bit of a funky reverse order here, because as everyone knows, Maroon 5 fucking blows as a band. They just blow chunks. Like real chunky chunks. You know? I'm not thinking of anything in specific. Just generically blowing chunks, as you do. Now, there's been many a discourse, many a hypothesis as to why this is. They say, oh, Maroon 5 is a glorified Adam Levine solo project, or Maroon 5 sold out, or Maroon 5 sold their souls to the devil, or Maroon 5 was the band that they were talking about in Jennifer's Body. I'm gonna be real, I don't give a shit about the cultural import and implications and narrative of Maroon 5. I think that's the first time I've ever said that in my life about anything, that I don't care about the narrative. That's usually my favorite thing, actually. But in this case, I don't. In this case, all I'm here to do is make some cheap fun. That's something you can do. You can make cheap fun. That's not a term, but I just made it up, so now it is. Okay, without further ado, my favorite of Maroon 5's hit songs is She Will Be Loved. Now, I find it the most tolerable because it tells someone else's story, so that immediately gets a little bit of less bad, less self-centered, which is a big problem with Maroon 5. It's the story of a woman who's, in the music video she's being abused, but that's not explicitly said in the lyrics. It's just a general vibe that things aren't working out in her life, and she, Adam Levine is the secondary figure, right? Like, he's coming into her life and being there for her and whatever, but he's also, in the chorus, he's leaving the door open for someone else to step into that role, She will be loved, not necessarily by him, right? He's just a bystander, an observer in this tale. And I think there should be more music like that. The third person perspective is underrated in music. It's not very frequently employed, I feel. It doesn't make it worse that the instrumentation is also very calm, very somber. It's got kind of a mood going on. So all in all, it's pretty good. Yeah. The next one on this list is a little bit worse than She Will Be Loved, is This Love. More insufferable, more Adam Levine, pressure on your lips, fingertips, hips. It's very presumptuous. Big problem going forward. And I don't mind a little presumptuousness, okay? We can all have a little presumptuousness as a treat, okay? And other people talk about giving themselves little treats. Like, and when they say that, they mean I went to the grocery store and I bought a bar of chocolate, or they mean I got that pair of earrings I've been looking at on some online shopping website that's definitely just getting it from AliExpress, but you're getting marked up, you're getting ripped off. Anyway, when I give myself a little treat, it's a little bit of presumptuousness, a little bit of pretentiousness, just a little tiny bit of talking for too long in my lecture when I raise my hand. Okay? I'm just allowing myself to let out my inner menace for a moment. Just a moment of the day. That's my treat. Okay? But I just get the feeling that Adam Levine did nothing. He did nothing to get the treat that he is giving himself on this love. Also, the song is kind of ruined for me because of Charlie Puth. And if you know, you know. I'll just say that. You can Google it if you want. The next worst song is Makes Me Wonder. Now, Adam Levine starts to do that thing with his voice, that horrible, horrible thing that he does with his vocal cords on Makes Me Wonder, which is why it's worse. Next one below that is Harder to Breathe, which is similar to Makes Me Wonder, but it's worse because he's breathing on it. Now, you got to be real careful when you breathe in a song, because it kind of gives this impression when you're listening that, like, the singer is, like, right here. Like, this is Adam Levine when I'm listening to Harder to Breathe. Or any other song, that's the singer when I'm listening to a song when they're breathing on it. And I think that can be good. That can be pointed. That can be sensual. It can be grotesque. It can be a number of things. And I don't think that it is what they intended on Harder to Breathe, which is kind of uncomfortable. So, yeah. The next one down is Moves Like Jagger, which, to be fair, like, if it comes on at the club, I don't leave. Right now. Maybe ask me again in like 8 months. My standards might have increased. But for now, it gets a pass because you can dance to it. Yeah, Adam Levine's being a bit Adam Levine, but like, when is he not? There's a woman on it. That gets a point. I've already talked about this song, so I don't want to like belabor it. The next one down is Misery. Now, Misery is very catchy. It's criminally catchy. I think it's the first song that I remember getting stuck in my head, like, severely. There were other songs that got stuck in my head before that, but I have a distinct memory of, like, coming home from my grandma's house and hearing the radio was on, and hearing Misery. And back then, I didn't have an iPod, I didn't have a Kindle, I didn't have anything I could play music on. So if I got a song stuck in my head and I wanted to hear it again to do, like, a cathartic releasing of the imprisoned song, I couldn't. So I was just, like, lying in my bed that night, like, Misery. I don't even remember how it goes right now, but trust me, it's very catchy. Oh yeah. I am in misery. There ain't nobody who can comfort me. I actually made this list ages ago. I would probably put it up a little bit if I was going to redo it, but we're just going to pretend that it's fine. We're just going to pretend that it's fine, okay? Next one down is What Lovers Do. Now, it has SZA on it, which is good. I like SZA. What's not good is that I've heard the song that it rips off And I don't really like that one either, first of all. But the fact that it's so very clearly ripping off another song is just like makes it more painful to listen to for me. Like, maybe this is a hang up of mine. Actually, yes, I know that this is a hang up of mine and not necessarily a hang up of other people's. But I highly value originality, integrity, and when I think that's not present, it ruins good things. Like, and I'm not talking, it's almost more applied to me than other people, but you know, if I do like a art thing and then I realize it looks like another art thing, I feel bad. And so I get some kind of secondhand embarrassment from listening to songs that are ripoffs of other songs. Like, you're really stooped that low. Like, if you can't think of more song ideas, just get another job. Just do something else. I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a someone who makes career decisions for pop stars. I'm just saying, okay? If I got to the point where everyone hated me and I was making horrible music all the time, except for marginally when I ripped someone off, I would just stop. I wonder when Maroon 5 is going to stop. I keep thinking every time they have a modicum of a hit, I think this is the last one. And then there's more. Somehow there's more. When does it end? Like, I see no end in sight, and I'm getting really concerned. Honestly, I think we're in the wrong timeline. But anyway, let's move on to the next song down, which is Maps. Now, Maps has this strange quality that I think belongs to basically no other song that I know of, where it sounds good in my head. Like, when I think about Maps by Maroon 5, I want to listen to it. Like, I genuinely am like, damn, that the idea of that song is good. And then I actually go to listen to it and it's bad. And I'm bored in like 30 seconds, which is insane. Like, that's just so weird, right? You would think that my memory of the song would be similar enough to the actual song. Like, it's not like I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking about. Like, Maps was overplayed to hell and back. I do know. But somehow it's different. And you know what I think it is? When I've gone back and listened to Maps, I've realized that it's mixed really badly. Like, it sounds like there's a bunch of white noise in the background. Like, they realized there wasn't enough going on in the mix and they just decided to like slap a bedroom fan on it. Terrible. Absolutely awful. And also, Adam Levine is doing that thing with his voice. So that's why it's down here. Oh my God, we're like just over a third of the way down. So we're already to the shit tier. Okay. And there's still so much shit to go. Right. The next one down is Cold. I actually had a period of time where I was obsessed with this song and I would play it on repeat along with the A-Team by Ed Sheeran. I think I was 11. Yeah, it was definitely a time. But anyway, Cold is bad because it sounds cold, but not in a good way. In a like simultaneously over and underproduced way, and also Adam Levine is just being a fucking dick on it. I mean, that's every song, but it's like, I don't know, you probably haven't thought about these lyrics in a long time. But one of them is like, asking me for space here in my house. You know how to fuck with me. It's like, I don't know what about that rubs me the wrong way, but it just really does. Like, is she living in your house? Is she living in your house with you and asking you for space in your relationship when she lives in your house? Because that sounds completely reasonable to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, next one down is gonna be is Daylight. I remember hearing the song when I was a kid and thinking, damn, what's this about? Like, is it about a guy in the military who's like has to go to military school where they die or something? I don't know. I didn't really know what the military did other than that they died for America. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, okay, so this is the song where he has to say goodbye to his lover because then he has to go to the military school where you die. And then as I grew up, I was like, no, it's Adam Levine. What the fuck is he singing about? Like, is he singing about going on tour? Because it doesn't really make sense. And it's very melodramatic for anything short of, I'm gonna go die now, babe, you know? And on top of it, he's doing that thing with his voice. Sometimes I think about the fact that Adam Levine is a judge on The Voice, and I get irrationally angry because that man cannot sing and should not be telling people how to sing. Like, I try to imagine what goes on in the coaching on The Voice when Adam Levine is coaching you. Like, what the fuck is he saying? Why are you... No, this is my impression of Adam Levine voice coach. Why are you singing out of your throat? You should be singing out of the blackheads between your eyebrows instead. Personally, I really enjoy the incredibly nasal timbre over any kind of opera-like vibrato. Vibrato is underrated. You should really just power through every note with the last bit of air in your lungs. Okay? Diaphragm? That's a joke. Diaphragm, do you mean, is that spelled Dyaframmh? Because I've never heard that word in my life. Okay? Let's do some singing exercises. Oh, sorry, what the fuck was that? He's like, let's do some singing exercises, and he whips out like a fucking kazoo. He's like, right. So this is what you gotta emulate with your performance. No, he's like, you can't wear too much foundation, otherwise, how's the noise gonna come out? Cause you get it, it comes out of his pores. He sings out of his pores, that's my opinion. I would be surprised if you showed me a video of Adam Levine singing and his mouth is open. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised. So, okay. The next one we're on to is Love Somebody, which is just like, it's giving car sickness. It's giving car sickness. I'm just not vibing with it. And he's doing that thing, so. But the next one down after that is Sugar, which is foul, as I've discussed in previous videos. Now, I actually spoiled part of this video for my mom. We were shopping, as you do, on Sunday. And I told her I was going to make this video. And I asked her what she thought was her worst Maroon 5 song. And she said Sugar, which shocked me because, yes, Sugar sucks. And if it was any other band who had made Sugar, I would say it's their worst song. But we're only just over halfway down the list for me. So I wonder what that says. JK, No, I don't. Maroon 5 sucks. Okay, the next one down, though, is Girls Like You. Girls Like You is, it's like aggressively bland. I don't remember when the first like collab that Maroon 5 had with a rapper was, but it's very like pop radio station where they cut out the rap part. Like Maroon 5 has band members apparently. You wouldn't know listening, but I digress. They have the rapper come on and they like quarantine them to like 20 seconds of a 3 minute and 30-second song. I wouldn't be surprised if they counted it out and they like algorithmically decided how long their songs were going to be. But it's like they specifically designed the music to be able to go from white enough to completely white. Like, they anticipated the fact that a lot of their audience is not okay with hearing Cardi B. And they decided to do with that information that they would just like put her in her little corner, a little Cardi B corner in the Maroon 5 song so that it could be easily removed. Yeah, that's what I think happened. And I don't really like that very much. It's kind of bad actually. So, the next one down is Beautiful Mistakes. Now, I don't know if you've heard this song because I think a lot of people my age stopped listening to the radio and do not choose to listen to Maroon 5. But Beautiful Mistakes, I listened to because at the time it came out, I was trying to keep up with the Billboard Hot 100 or something. So I listened to Beautiful Mistakes, and I was frankly appalled by the quality. And the song frames Adam Levine and Megan Thee Stallion as ex-lovers, which I just can't picture. Like, I don't know about you, but I can't picture that, right? And he's singing about the beautiful mistakes that they made in their bed. I'm like, I don't want to be thinking about the beautiful mistakes that Adam Levine made in his bed. That sounds fucking disgusting. That sounds like the last thing that I want to hear about, actually. So, maybe shut the fuck up, I guess. And then the background instrumentation is swampy as shit. And I kind of think, I don't know when Heat Waves came out, but I feel like when I listened to Beautiful Mistakes, I was like, I thought it was ripping off Heat Waves, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about when they came out. But yeah, it's kind of sickly, this Beautiful Mistakes. It just sounds a bit like it has kind of a fever going on. It's a little too moist. You know? So, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Get Maroon 5 the fuck out of trap, please. Take the hi-hats away, okay? I personally believe that it is for the greater good, for the federal government to seize Maroon 5's hi-hats for good and never give them back, you know? That's what for good means. But anyway, the one below Beautiful Mistakes is Payphone. Which really sucks, man. Like, it fucking reeks. It reeks like poo. Like a pile of poo that's been sitting inside of a payphone for an extended period of time. Yeah, I've talked about the song before, so I don't think I should really belabor my point, but it's bad. It's bad. It's the song that my mom thought should be at the bottom of the list. Did I say that she said it was another one? Oh yeah, I think she said sugar, and then we were talking further and she said payphone. But anyway, payphone, yeah, payphone. That's if I was a Pokemon named Payphone, I would just say nothing. I would be mute if I was a Pokemon named Payphone. Anyway, the next song down is Wait. Again, I don't know if you guys have heard this one. It wasn't a very big hit in comparison to all the other ones. Probably for good reason, because it sucks ass also. Payphone sucks balls. Wait sucks ass. And I think it kind of adds a new dimension of awful, because it was just when I think Maroon 5 was starting to experiment more with kind of soupy trap instrumentation. And so that's there. And it sucks. But also there's like vocal filtration. There's like some, I think Adam Levine's voice is like shifted around during the bridge or the drop or whatever. And it's like you really took the most irritating male voice in popular music and did the most irritating thing you could possibly do to it. You fucking pitch shifted it. You fucking pitch shifted this pitchy ass voice. That's disgusting. And you should apologize to me and to all of humanity, I believe. Sometimes I wonder who produces Adam Levine's music. Because, like, they gotta be aware that it sounds horrible, that his voice sounds horrible, right? Do they just, like, pretend that they don't know? Like, do they talk to him about it? Do they tell him, like, hey, dude, so maybe, like, lie off the falsetto for this next one? Or do they just, like, nod along and pretend that everything's fine? Or have they also drank the Kool-Aid? Do they also think that he sounds good? These are questions that I believe should be answered by someone. Okay, the next one down is Don't Want to Know. Now, I'm sure everyone's heard Don't Want to Know. I could go on and on about all the things that are wrong with this song. We could start with the repetition of don't want to know, no, 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 who's taking you home, 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 home. That's what the first choruses sound like to me. It's like the most dead repetition of the same words. Okay? It's just foul. I keep saying foul, but that's all that I can, that's the best word to describe how I feel about this. And then on top of there's like the dead portion of Adam Levine singing. And then there's the instrumentation, which is under it, which is just like the most fake shit I've ever heard. Like, I don't have stuff really that much against electronic instrumentation or Pro Tools or any kind of fake shit, as long as it doesn't sound like this. As long as it doesn't sound like I'm hearing it through like I'm in the Matrix. I feel like Don't Want to Know is a song that exists in the Matrix if the Matrix continued instead of being in 1999, it was in whatever year Don't Want to Know came out. Don't Want to Know was definitely a song in the Matrix. It was number one for a year in the Matrix. But then the worst part is the pickup where Adam Levine goes, "Do you think of me?" That's not even as bad as his is, because his is like, it's not squeaky, it's nasal. Like when I squeak, it comes out of here, out of the top of my head, which sounds bad, but it could be worse. It could come out of here, which is where his comes out of. Like, I just imagine, like, they taught us how to project our voice for drama, and they talked about projecting, like, forward or upward or whatever. Singing from our bellies, singing from our diaphragm, singing from our throat. We talked about these different methods. I swear to God, Adam Levine must imagine singing through his fucking bridge of his nose. That's what he must be doing. It's just so awful. It's not even a solid note. Like, I remember, like, I haven't listened to this song in a while for a fucking reason, because it fucking, okay. And, but I do remember from when I had listened to it, when I was forced to listen to it, whatever, that the me is not a coherent note. It's like a sliding note of nasality, okay? And that's just not forgivable, okay? That's simply not something that you can come back from as a performer. The next song down is One More Night. We're in the real bottom tier right now. The lowest of the low. One More Night is fucking sleazy. It's sleazy. It's gross. When I hear One More Night by accident, somehow, it makes me want to take a shower. And, I mean, not that there's a good way to need to take a shower after you hear a song, but like the very worst way that you could possibly need to take a shower after you listen to a song, you know. One More Night is like about how there's this toxic girl, but Adam Levine can't stop fucking her so hard, and so good. That's the whole song. And the grossest part is the fucking ooze, the post-chorus ooze. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's just really, yeah. I'm actually pulling up the lyrics right now because I feel like they're worth discussing. Shit, I turned my keyboard off. Lyrics. Yeah. You and I go hard at each other like we're going to war. You and I go rough. We keep throwing things and slamming the door. You and I get so damn dysfunctional, we stop keeping score. You and I get sick. Yeah, I know that we can't do this no more. Yeah. This sounds like some kind of abusive relationship to me, right? Like throwing stuff, slamming doors. Like, I'm not saying people can't occasionally slam a door if you have a fight. I'm not saying that means you have an abusive relationship. But like throwing stuff, I'm pretty sure that's classified. Okay? And keeping score, like, what are you keeping score of? Like, that sounds like an allusion to something that is abuse, right? But then the way that he sings, like, making me love you. Yeah, I stopped using my head, let it all go. Got you stuck on my body like a tattoo. And now I'm feeling stupid, crawling back to you. So I cross my heart and I hope to die that I'll only stay with you one more night. And I know I said it a million times, but I'll only stay with you one more night. That's gross. But then the next part is worse. Try to tell you no, but my body keeps on telling you yes. That's really uncomfortable and upsetting, Adam. Maybe you should see a therapist. Try to tell you stop, but your lipstick got me so out of breath. I'll be waking up in the morning probably hating myself. And I'll be waking up feeling satisfied, but guilty as hell. Yeah. This is a really dysfunctional sexual relationship. And the whole time he's going, ooh, 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 ooh. That's my impression. I can actually sing, by the way. I can sing better than that, but yeah. And then it's just the chorus over and over again, and then a bunch of oohs, right? It's just the kind of dysfunctional relationship song where it's supposed to be really sexy as well. And then it's being sung by Adam Levine. It's curdled. It's like curdled dairy product. It's like curdled cream. And I do intend the sexual reference with that. So I think I've gotten my point across about One More Night. But okay, the next worst one that I put on here is Memories. Now, I haven't actually listened to the song, to be honest, all the way through, but I've heard the chorus, and it just has a terrible vibe. Like, Adam Levine sounds like he's singing in a room with no air in it. It sounds so isolated, and the guitar sounds so processed, and it's interpolating like a really famous melody that I don't remember what it's from. I think it's like one of the Four Seasons in Tchaikovsky. Is it Tchaikovsky? I don't remember. Anyway, between the interpolation and the fakeness of both instruments, the instruments being the guitar and Adam Levine's voice, it just gives me this horribly uncanny vibe that cannot be matched. So, yeah. And then the worst Maroon 5 song is Animals. It's Animals. Obviously, it's Animals. I don't know if I really have to explain that, but, just in case, I will pull up the lyrics. And I will say, why did I just fucking search Animals and think that would come up with it? Yeah. Baby, I'm preying on you tonight, hunt you down, eat you alive, just like animals. Animals. Like animals, moles. I'll be honest, that moment is why it's at the bottom of the list. Like, it would be pretty low. But animals, moles is just so lazy. So strangely lazy. Like, could you really not think of something else to go there? Could you really not think of another way to stretch out the bar than just going animals, moles? Like, it's so dumb. It's not even like if someone goes, you, ooh, it makes some sense at the end of a bar. But animals, moles, it just really draws attention to how lazy the writing is. And then the idea of Adam Levine singing, he's singing about preying on someone. He says, we get along when I'm inside you. I get so high when I'm inside you. That's so gross. Like, that kind of language is reserved for people who are not Adam Levine. for songs that don't sound like this, actually. And the whole fucking, it's like he's goading this woman. If I run, it's not enough. You're still in my head, forever stuck. So you can do what you want to do. I love all your lies. I'll eat them up. But don't deny the animal that comes alive when I'm inside you. You can't stay away from me. I can still hear you making that sound. Maybe you think that you can hide. I can smell your scent for miles. And then he howls. He fucking howls like he's a fucking wolf or something. It just has the most putrid energy of probably any song I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's predatory, not in a kinky way, not in a consensual scene way, in like a why is this on the radio way. Why did I hear this when I was like 12 or whatever? Why was this greenlit? Who said this was okay to put out there as like a big band? Like, what did they think this was gonna chart? Like, I can't imagine. I mean, it did. They were right to think that it would, but like, I can't imagine the meeting that happened with the record label before they put this song out. It's just so disgusting. Like, this is my disgusted face. I don't know if it's coming across properly. I fucking remember being uncomfortable with this song when I was young. Like, I remember my fucking stomach turning when I would hear it. I remember one time my mom I was at the library and my mom was going to drop off some books and I was staying in the car and she had left the radio on and Animals came on and I was just like, I shouldn't be listening to this. This is so upsetting. It's making me uncomfortable. But I didn't want to like change any of the knobs or something. Oh God. It's fucking rapey. There are a number of songs that have gotten in trouble for being rapey, but I don't remember Animals getting that much shit. Like, maybe social media wasn't as big, or Twitter wasn't as big, or people... Was this before Blurred Lines? Because I feel like this was after Blurred Lines, and that just doesn't make sense. Like, this song is all about chasing down a woman who's saying she's over it and insisting that they're supposed to be like fucking, that's supposed to be happening. Like, it's, and in the worst language possible, in the grossest language possible. I feel like I've used a lot of the same words over the last however long, and I am sorry for that. I do try to vary my vocabulary, but it's all a similar, I mean, it's not all a similar vibe. Some of the vibes are significantly worse than others, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you had fun. I don't know how fun the last 5 minutes or so was, but love you. And bye.